Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Palms facing up, just resting on your lap. We're going to begin with some Ujjayi breathing. So if you're not familiar with Ujjayi, I have given you an explanation in the intro video, so maybe go ahead and watch that and then come back to the class. But when you're ready, sitting nice and tall, shoulders drawing down the back, close the eyes and the mouth. And we'll practice Ujjayi breath for 20 cycles of breath. So when you're ready, inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through the nostrils. Remember, Ujjayi breath is slightly louder, so you might be making a little bit of noise with this breath. Not too loud, not forcing it. We like to call it the ocean breath. Inhaling and exhaling. See if you can keep that space between the eyebrows nice and soft. Muscles around the eyes and the jaw. We have 10 breaths left. Three more. Inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. Slight constriction at the back of the throat. Do your next exhale, let the breath return to normal. Keep the eyes closed. Just easy, natural, spontaneous breaths here. Not trying to control the breath, just letting it come and go. And then gently blink open the eyes. For our first posture today, I'm going to turn around so that you can see what I'm wanting to do, because we're doing shoulder work today, so it's good that you can see my back area for when I instruct you into the pose. So very simply, in your comfortable seat, I'd like you to inhale and raise the right arm up. As the right arm raises up, just have your gaze follow your fingertips. Right arm comes out behind you and your gaze just continues to follow the hand down. When that right hand touches the floor, inhale, left arm up. And once again, your gaze is just following your fingertips, nice and slow. There's no rush. We're massaging the shoulders here, as well as giving the neck a nice little workout. Big inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale as the arm comes down. Inhale, left. And exhale. Alright, this time, inhale, right arm up. Keep on going. Exhale as it comes down. Then I want you to bend the right elbow and bring your hand to the middle of your back, so palm is facing outwards. And just take a moment here just to feel into what's going on. If it doesn't feel good being up in the middle of the back, you can bring it crossways so that your right fingertips are over the left-hand side of your torso if that feels better. Either way, find a comfortable position for you this morning. And then take an inhale. Left arm comes up. Exhale as it comes down. Take your time, there's no rush. And then I want you to bend the left elbow and see if you can take a hold of the right elbow with your left hand. Now, if this is not very comfortable and your hand is going crossways, your arm, is going crossways, then see if you can just take the opposite forearm with opposite hand and rest here. Otherwise, having the hand in the middle of the back and seeing if that left hand can take a hold of the right elbow. Close your eyes, sitting up nice and tall, and just simply breathing here. If you would like to engage your Ujjayi breath, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, just let the breath be natural and calm. Do whatever feels good for you. While I know that this can be slightly uncomfortable while in the posture, this is one of these exercises that once you've done it, your shoulders feel amazing. So just bear with it, continue to breathe. I want you to take it very easy as you release the right elbow or forearms, and then just have the arms come down by your side. Be very, very slow here. Palms facing up, resting in your lap, and just close the eyes and breathe for a while. Try not to move the shoulders or shrug the shoulders, just be still. Notice any sensations or energy that you can feel within that right or left hand shoulder. You might feel tingling, maybe some warmth. Blinking open the eyes. This time we'll start on the left hand side. So as we inhale, we reach the arm up. Gaze follows the fingers. We're in no rush here, just giving our shoulders a nice massage. Exhale as you come down. Inhale, right arm up and over. Back to the left in your own time. And again to the right. Just enjoying this massage here, the rotation of the shoulder as you bring it up and over. Inhale, left. And this time we're going to bend the elbow once the fingertips come down to the floor. So bending the left elbow, bringing the hand to the middle of the back. Once again, if you would like to, you can bring the forearm crossways if that feels better for you. Otherwise, arm in the middle of the back. Inhale, right arm up. Taking your time, letting this right shoulder get that beautiful massage. And then we're going to go ahead and bend that right elbow. See if you can take a hold of the left elbow or just taking your opposite forearms, opposite hands. Close the eyes. Settling into the breath here. You might notice that this side feels slightly more tight or tense than the other side, or the complete opposite. This side feels incredibly easy compared to the other side. That's perfectly normal. No need to judge or analyze it. Just notice what you notice and continue to breathe. Be very gentle as you release the elbow or the forearms. Arms gently come down by your side. Really take your time here. Don't rip yourself out of this. Palms facing up in your lap. Close the eyes. Try not to move the shoulders around. Just letting the energy just fill the space, all that prana. Easy breaths in and out. You might notice tingling, warm sensation running up and down the arms. Blinking open the eyes, making your way into tabletop. Preparing for downward facing dog. So when you're ready, tucking the toes under, take an inhale, send the hips up nice and high. And then we're going to make this a nice wide downward facing dog. So walk your hands out to the edge of your mat and then walk the feet out to the edge of the mat. You might have the knees bent or the legs a little bit more straight. Wherever you are, please make sure that you're sending your hips as high as you can. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Armpits are turning in towards heart center. Pausing here, just taking some breaths. Maybe engaging your ujjayi breath if it feels good. Five more breaths here. Maybe moving the head from side to side a little bit, shaking the head no, nodding the head yes. Every exhale, continuing to release tension through the shoulders. Last breath here. Shift the weight into your left hand, and then I want you to go ahead and bring your right hand up to the small of your back, to the sacrum area, palm facing upward. So we're just opening that shoulder there. We're still pressing the mat away with our left arm, sending the hips nice and high, just pausing here for some breaths. Ujjayi breath if that's comfortable for you. Two more breaths here. And then gently release that right hand down. Maybe walk the heels, maybe just take a little sway from side to side, just loosening everything up. And then shift the weight into the right hand. Make sure that right hand's nice and grounded. Knuckles are firmly pressing into the mat. And then when you feel ready, lift the left hand to the small of the back, to the sacrum area, palm facing upwards. Now make sure that that right arm is engaged, so press the mat away, bend the knees a little bit, send the hips a little higher. And pause here for 5 breaths. You're breathing in and out through the nostrils. Ujjayi breath if you can. Two more breaths. Gently release the left hand down And once again, you might sway a little bit from side to side just to release any tension. And then go ahead and walk the feet back to a hip width apart. Pedal the heels up and down. And then in your own time, make your way into a standing position. Standing with your feet a hip width apart, we're in Tadasana pose. We're standing nice and tall, tailbones lengthening down. So as you lengthen down the tailbone, you're going to feel the front of the hips lift a little bit, chest might lift, roll the shoulders down, palms facing forward. So we're just in a nice easy Tadasana pose. Keeping with our shoulders theme, we're coming into full eagle pose. I'm going to take you through step by step. So soften the knees. And then step the right foot over the left, so we're crossing at the ankle. Now, if you want to keep a little kickstand with the right foot, you can do that. If you would like to try full eagle, then you could cross the right leg over the left, and you could either have the foot just beside the inside of the calf, or you could wrap the foot around the left calf. You decide what feels good for you. Keep the tailbone lengthening down. Then we're going to add in the arms. So cross the right arm underneath the left. Either come here, hands on top of shoulders, or you can bring the forearms into touch. You choose whatever feels good for you. Once you are in your eagle pose, find a dristi, a point of focus. Easy breaths in and out through the nostrils. Couple more breaths here. And to release, we unwind like a spring, ta-da, and come back into Tadasana. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. So soften the knees. Step the left foot in front of the right. Once again, you can kickstand. You can just cross the leg over, or you could wrap the left foot around the right calf. You decide what feels good. When you're ready, bringing the arms into the mix. So we bring left arm underneath right this time. Find your dristi, your point of focus. Easy breaths in and out. And then we unwind like a spring and come back into Tadasana. Roll the shoulders down. Step up to the top of your mat. Feet are a hip width apart. Place your hands on your hips and then step the right foot back. Heel in, toes out. So we're coming into warrior one. Hips are facing forward, so left hip comes back slightly, right hip pushes forward. And then bend into that left knee, engaging the back of the back foot, so we're pressing into the outside of the back foot. Inhale, arms open wide. Exhale, soften shoulders. Pausing here for 8 breaths. Keep melting the shoulders down, maybe turning the pinkies inward slightly. Feel how this rotates the shoulders. Engaging your Ujjayi breath if you can, breathing in and out through the nostrils, slight constriction at the back of the throat. 4 more breaths here. From our warrior one, we're coming into humble warrior, so you're more than welcome just to hang out here in your warrior one. Otherwise, take an inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, sweep the arms down behind you, interlace the hands, draw the heels of the hands and the shoulder blades together. Take your time as you do this, and then pull the shoulders down your back. You'll feel your chest lift up. So once again, you might decide to stay here, otherwise take an inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to keep the spine nice and long as you bring the torso down and hover it just above the left thigh. Your hands are pulling away from the back. So you might stay here, just engaging through the core, keeping the spine nice and long. Or if you have the room, you can shift your left foot out slightly And then begin to bring the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Now, if this doesn't feel nice, don't worry about it. Just come back to hovering over top of the torso. So you might come back to here. Wherever you are, pause. Breathing in and out through the nostrils for 5 breaths. Keep the neck nice and long. Find a drishti point directly below, wherever the gaze just naturally falls. 2 more breaths here. Alright, push down through that front foot, activate the thigh, big inhale up. Exhale as you release the arms, maybe roll the shoulders. And then step back to the top of your mat, walk it out. Pause in your Tadasana for a moment. And just find some stillness here. Just scanning the body, noticing any sensations, particularly through the shoulders, the arms. And then place the hands on the hips. Step the left foot back this time. Heel in, toes out. This time we're drawing right hip back, left hip forward. So if you need to give yourself more room, just widen your stance a little bit. Bending into that right knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, soften shoulders. Maybe draw the pinkies in towards each other, so turn the pinkies in. Pausing here for 8 breaths. Engaging that Ujjayi breath if you can, that slightly louder breathing. 4 more breaths here. Last breath. So once again, you can hang out here if you like. Otherwise, we're coming into Humble Warrior. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Interlace the fingers. Take your time as you draw the heels of the hands together. Shoulder blades draw together. And then roll the shoulders down the back. You'll feel your chest lift a little bit here. Take an inhale. Stay here if you please. Otherwise, exhale. Coming out over that right thigh. So remember, if you like, you could bring your right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. If that doesn't feel nice and it constricts your breathing, then just hover above the right thigh. You choose, whatever feels good for you. Pause here, find your drishti. Comfortable gaze is looking down. Neck is nice and long. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together, palms of the hands. 2 more breaths here. Push through that front foot, engage the thigh, big inhale, lift, exhale, release the hands. Pause here for a moment, and then come back to Tadasana at the top of your mat. Try and be nice and still here. Scanning the body, noticing any sensations. And then bring yourself down into a comfortable seat. Once you've found your comfortable seat, I'm going to give you the option to either stay with your legs crossed if you like, or I'm going to bring you into a deeper, more yin pose as we continue to work with our shoulders to end the class. So if you like, stay here, absolutely fine. You can even sit on a block if you like. Otherwise, extend the legs nice and long. Bending the right knee and then bring the right heel towards the left hip. See if you can stack the knees on top of each other, and you might even just decide to stay here if you like, or you could bend the left knee and bring the left heel towards the right hip. See if you can even out the sit bones. You might need to shuffle around a little bit. If this doesn't feel nice, go back to cross legs, no worries. So this is our lower half of our body, and if you're in this position, you're going to feel this down that right hand side of the leg. Now to add in the arms to do our shoulder work, I'll get you to bring your arms out in front of you and then bend the elbows and take hold of opposite elbows with opposite hands. Take an inhale here, exhale fully, and then on your next inhale, bring the arms up so that you're framing your head. So if you can, keep your gaze forward, so we're not looking down, but we're trying to keep our gaze forward, so our head is straight, neck is long. And then just close your eyes over. So I'd like you to see if you can breathe up into that chest area, expand the lungs and the ribs as you inhale. Hold the inhale in at its peak, and then see if you have the space to shift the arms back a little bit further. Exhale when you need to. Come back to a natural, calm, even, steady breath. And then maybe every once in a while, take that nice deep breath in. See if you can fill up the chest, the lungs, feel the ribs expand. Hold the breath at its peak, and then see if you can shift back. See if you can find a little bit more room. And exhale through the nostrils. Taking about 5 more breaths here. Keep your gaze nice and soft, muscles around the eyes, keep your jaw soft. Now for these last couple of breaths, I want you to see if you can pull your elbows away from each other. And as you do that, is there a little bit more space to lift the arms back a little bit more? If there's not, that's okay. Just continue to pull the elbows away from each other. And then blink open the eyes, gently bring the elbows down. And just release the arms into the lap for a moment. However's most comfortable, palms facing upwards. Try not to move the shoulders any. Just sitting quietly, just scanning the arms. Noticing how the shoulders feel. Blinking open the eyes. And if you have twisted the legs, just bring your hands back behind you so you can tilt back and then easily bring the bottom leg first and then the right. Give them a little shake out. So we're going to do the same on the other side. So if you have your legs crossed, just swap the legs over. So it's probably going to be the more uncomfortable way of crossing your legs. If you'd like to twist the legs up again, see if you can bring your left heel towards your right hip first. And then see if you can scoot the right heel towards the left. See if you can even out the sit bones a little bit. Stacking those knees on top of each other. Sitting up nice and tall. Bringing your hands out in front of you. And taking opposite hands to opposite elbows. Taking a breath first. And then on your next inhale, lifting the arms up to frame the head. When you're ready, close the eyes. And once again, see if you can bring the breath up into the chest, feel the lungs expand, the rib cage. Hold the breath at its peak. See if you can shift the arms back just a little bit. And exhale the breath through the nostrils. Beginning to pull the elbows away from each other, pushing the elbows into the hands. Notice if it gives you any more space to lift the arms a little higher. Keeping your gaze forward if you can. Couple more breaths here. And then just gently blink open the eyes, release the arms down. And just sit for a moment here. Scan the body. If you have twisted your legs, bring your hands back behind you so that you can just lean back on the hands and extend the bottom leg first and then the top leg. Give them a little shake out. And then shift yourself onto your back, legs nice and long, into Shavasana. So have the arms away from the body here, palms facing upwards, and then lift the chest and see if you can bring the shoulder blades down to the mat, nice and flush with the mat. Feet are open wide, toes are hanging out. Pausing here for your rest, your relaxation. Eyes and mouth are closed. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach the arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. Bend your knees so that you can turn over onto your side. Take your time as you do this. Pause here for a moment. And then push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed if you can, or just looking down towards the floor. Whatever your comfortable seat is, just settle into this. Spine nice and long. Resting your hands in your lap, palms facing down. To finish this class, we're going to practice 20 Ujjayi breaths. So when you're ready, slight constriction at the back of the throat, breathing in and out of the nostrils. Ten more breaths. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. 3 more breaths here. Letting go of your ujjayi breath, letting the breath just be natural and spontaneous. Easy breaths in and out through the nostrils. Bringing your hands into heart center, your chin to your chest. Give yourself a smile for your practice today. Namaste. Well done.